For the last 8 years, I've been using 3-axis motorized gimbals for real estate walkthroughs. I started with the Zhiyun Crane, then the Crane 2, and then the Crane 2S. But recently, Zhiyun reached out to me and asked if I'd be willing to review the Weebil 3E. And also along with that, they sent me the extension arm, which I'm going to tell you already makes all the difference when you're going through real estate video walkthroughs. So today we're going to unbox this. We're going to go into my driveway. We're going to be Jared-tific. It's not scientific, it's Jared-tific. It's very, very liberal in that way. But we're going to be doing that. I'm going to show you kind of the differences. And ultimately, I'm going to tell you this thing is probably the new standard for real estate. Welcome back to the channel. And by the way, I know it's early into the video, but I got to tell you this. If you hit that like button, it shows to all these people who send me these amazing things, which by the way, they do not pay me. They pay me in love by sending these to me to review. But if you like this and you watch this video to the end, it just shows that I will have more content to create because they will send me more things like this. It's going to be a win-win for me, maybe not for you, but for me, it's going to be a win-win. So hit that like button, watch some more. Let's unbox this. We're going to get into my driveway. We're going to come back in here and I'm going to tell you my final awesome thoughts on this. All right, we've got the Zhiyun Weebil 3E Cinepeer. That is a mouthful. And as you can see from the illustration here, this can be vertical as well. I'm very curious of what this is going to look like. It's a nice container here. I'm used to this. Will I use it? Probably not. Once it's out, it's out. We've got the nice little tripod stand, Manfrotto plate, obviously by Zhiyun though, so it's not Manfrotto, but same kind of whole theory there. Wow, I'm going to tell you right away. This feels solid just grabbing it. And as you can see right now, you have USB-C connection right there. Wow, this is a lot smaller than my Crane 2S, and maybe this is for the arm as well. So Zhiyun was very gracious to send me over the handle that works with this gimbal as well. And so this will probably make a lot more sense if you're doing longer projects like I do when it goes to houses in and out, and some of these houses are a lot bigger than others. So next to the gimbal itself, it is fairly large, but it's going to give a lot more support when it comes to getting those steady shots. So you can adjust the handle right here, the wrist guard right here. Oh, I got to tell you, you just got to take my word for it. This rubber is super comfortable. All right, we are doing the official Jared-tific test here in my driveway. That's right, we are in the driveway. And right now I am testing it along with the arm on here, which is nice. It's kind of heavy if you're just doing one arm on like this, but where this shines is really on these low shots. If you're here and you kind of crane it up with one arm, it just flows so well right there. As you can see, the handle can lower. I actually like it on the lower setting right here. And then if I wanted to lock it into place, and then I'm just two-handing it, and this would be really good for the shots. Now, if you are just doing one arm and you don't have this extra accessory, it does take a little bit more to use the feet as a little brace if you need to. But I will tell you, this makes all the difference. I love it. And then I wasn't sure about this wrist guard. It's more of a hand guard. My hand is a little big, so it's hitting the side of my palm, but it does kind of adjust right there. And so with these nice level shots, you probably would want the handle to be parallel with the main handle. And that way you're kind of getting these nice steady shots. If you want to get the low shots, I would suggest moving the handle where now it is right in the back of the main handle. And that way you can just drop it down and here you go. And it's nice and level there. And you can do these lifts, kind of a crane shot, and it's not that heavy. And I gotta tell you, it is way lighter than the Crane 2S by Zhiyun. I love the Crane 2S, but for real estate walkthroughs in smaller spaces, I am definitely recommending this over that now. Okay, let's do this. There is no image stabilization on this right now. I turned it off. So we are gonna see how steady it looks without image stabilization. It is the 14-35 RF f4 at, is it f4? It's at f4. So we're gonna walk down the driveway at 14 millimeters without any image stabilization, see what it looks like, and then we're gonna go down again with image stabilization and see if that compensates really well with the gimbal. We are doing normal. I am not going that slow. And I gotta tell you, it's just not heavy at all compared to the Crane 2S. All right, we are gonna turn on the image stabilization, which turns on the stabilization of the lens and of the IBIS sensor in the Canon R6 Mark II. In-body stabilization all at the same time. So here is the shot. It's gonna be a little bit smoother, or it should be. How are those wobbly corners? Because we know that there are a ton of wobbly corners when it comes to the 14-35 on the R6 Mark II. Selfie mode, IBIS, me walking, 24 millimeters. Let's go all the way there, 14 millimeters, selfie mode. This is really ideal, not only just for real estate and property and architectural walkthroughs, but for a lot of content creation, I think this would be good too. Once you balance these perfectly, check out what you can do. This is insane. Watch this, slow. I don't even have to whip this like I used to with the old ones. Look at this. This is the motor. It's not shaking, it's not doing anything crazy, and I'm upside down with it. That is insane. You used to have to just whip these really fast in order for the motors to catch up. And now, once they're balanced perfectly, look at this. That is insane that the motors are that balanced, that good, upside down. You can just get the funkiest, coolest shots with this thing. It is awesome. Horizontal with it. Upside down, horizontal, and then right side up. But these motors for this price range is insane. And again, this is the Canon R6 Mark II. The R5 to any of these big mirrorless cameras, it's gonna be able to handle it. And it has the 14-35, but also the 15-35, the 24-70. It's gonna handle all of those as well. And just look at that, look at that. Even if I cheat up a little like this, it does not struggle. I'm struggling, but it's not struggling. This is what the Vortex mode looks like. And so you can change the speed, you can put it in an auto, but balancing these gimbals is super important. So this is what this is looking like without any image stabilization on. And we will see what it looks like with image stabilization on. Let's go forward with it and see what that looks like. So if I were to go forward, this is what that looks like. These motors are working amazingly. That is pretty cool. Oh my gosh, that is so funky. I see so many opportunities in using this. Now, if you are thinking about picking this up, which I do highly recommend if you are in the market for a 3-axis gimbal, Well, then I have a link below. It's my affiliate link. It doesn't cost you any extra, and it helps support this channel. Plus, I've got a code below that's going to give you a discount. I believe it's about 5% off, plus any other discounts that are going on the website too. So it helps you, help me, help us do awesome creative things together. It's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. Now, as you can kind of see the difference between the Weebil 3E and the Crane 2S, the Crane 2S is ginormous. Now, even if you took these small rig arms off of it, which I use to hold it, it is still a very large gimbal. It's heavy and it's harder to travel with. But with the Weebil 3E, I have found, just in the 4 shoots I've done this week already with it, it is easy. I've actually had more stable shots to work with than I have with this. And that is because I can just really control the lightness going into each room, and all the difference really does go to the arm on here. I love that I can position this arm in so many different positions. That sounded weird. So what I mean is you can position it in any position. So you can have the 2-hand holding right here, or you can have it where it's top, bottom, and then you're tilting it that way. You can also adjust the height on here pretty good. I do love that, especially with those moves. And I have found it probably a little bit, maybe halfway through. That's a good position. But I have found this so much more compact, easier to move, and just easier to store than the Crane 2S. And so maybe the Crane 2S is fantastic when it comes to larger productions, maybe. But when it comes to real estate, it comes to property walkthroughs, this is where it's at. I mean, this is holding very well. And I can't believe, again, just look at that. I can't believe that this just works so well, because the Crane 2S will struggle sometimes, and I have found it harder to get it balanced just right. This seems to be perfect. And the secret to this perfectness is having an extra mount on here. So instead of just using the regular Manfrotto type plate right there, I actually will use an Arca Swiss plate on top of it. And that way I can take this off, put it on my tripod, and it's the same. Or take it off my tripod, put it on here, it's all balanced, it's perfect, it's easy. I can always use the same Arca Swiss plate on my camera and never have to take that plate off again. And it's just seamless when it comes to real estate, because you're going to be using the same camera most likely for your photos as you are for your video walkthrough. And that's the way to go. This will be the setup I have for the foreseeable future, because these are the best shots I've had and the best experience. I'm an old guy. I'm not really that old, but mid-40s. My back is not like a young buck anymore. So the fact that I can just grab this thing and just move, and I feel so much better. I feel like a 25-year-old all over again. Do you want to feel like a 25-year-old? Unless you're a 25-year-old, then congratulations. You are young. Now, I did not want to drag this out too long because, well, it's Jared-tific, not scientific. But if it was more scientific and a little less Jared-tific, I would show you more of the features inside of the app, which is actually pretty cool. And also, there are some more Jared-tific options, and that is putting this on a boom pole. Oh my gosh, raising it up about 10 feet. But guess what? I actually have a 30-foot pole. Maybe if you clap your hands enough, we will do that in an upcoming video. Even if it's a short video of 5 minutes, what would you think about me strapping this onto a huge 30-foot pole? I don't think I'm going to go. It's going to be wobbly. So maybe I will bring that to about 20. It's extending. And see what that looks like. Let me know in the comments if you're interested on how a crane look with that would be. And also, if you haven't already and you did find any kind of value out of this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more videos, and guess what? The Canon R5C comes in less than 2 weeks. A week from this upcoming Tuesday, it is scheduled to my local store. They told me so they better not let me down. And I will be doing some crazy Jared-tific tests with that. So leave some comments below on what Jaredific test you're interested in having done. But till then, Jared, signing off. Hey, but before you go, there's these videos that the algorithm says, watch me, stay, be brainwashed by Jared in his Jaredific testing. Those are the videos to watch. They're decent. Yeah, mediocre, but good.